It shouldn't be funny, but that you can't help but sort of grin and smirk and almost howl at the idea that the safeguarding minister is not enthusiastically advocating for as many localised inquiries as you can get into this. Let's speak to Jez in Aldershot on this point. It's interesting, Jez, you're in Aldershot, a point on, I know you have your own really awful experience of grooming gangs because of your own family. Tell us a little more, but predominantly, just to begin with, this isn't something that just happens in the north of England.
Yeah, hi Ian, Jez here, based near Aldershot. Yeah, my daughter probably about 6 years ago got involved with grooming gangs. Massive difference in behaviour, lots of drink. They were people based from Woking, Pakistani-Muslim men in Woking, which is probably about 7 or 8 miles away from Aldershot. But I think these people prowl around, cruise around the local areas in taxis and things, looking for young girls. I mean, it disrupted the family massively at the time. We got the police involved, and to be fair, they were about as useful as a chocolate fireguard.
Wow.
But
what age was your daughter at this stage?
My daughter at that stage was 17, so she wasn't as young as a lot of these people.
Well, even so, an offence is an offence, isn't it?
Yeah. She'd gone to a New Year's Eve party and met a Somalian girl. And this Somalian girl sort of introduced her, I think, to these, well, they're rape gangs, aren't they? They're not grooming gangs, so... Yeah. I mean, it turned out it was horrendous for my ex-wife. They were threatened in the house by Muslim men, and then in the end, after the police were called, this had been going on for probably about 6 months. Stopping out all night. Instagram pictures of her sort of in what looked like quite wealthy people's houses. So, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of what totally went on, but I think people can guess. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, after the police were called, they said that they would sort of investigate, and then they came back to us after a while, said that they couldn't really push it. They would just maybe go for a stalking charge. I mean, that's useless.
Why couldn't they push this?
Because they said even text messages that we showed them, they couldn't. They said they wouldn't relate them to other people. They said that other people could have sent threatening text messages to the family.
Here's the thing, though, Jez. I mean, there's many takeaways from what you're saying here, but this happened after we were already. You're saying this is about 6 years ago. So by that stage, we were already aware of allegations of cover-ups of these gangs. So at that stage, this was not... Some of these gangs go back 20 years, maybe more. This was 6 years ago when the headlines that we're discussing today were already out there. So you might think that the police or any other authority would go, oh, my God, we don't want to be one of those people that get caught in this denial thing. We'll really act on this. But they didn't.
No. And then finally, in the end, when we got back to the police to find out what was going on, the classic line that is wheeled out every day is the fact that they said that the fella was suffering mental health issues.
What?
And they weren't going to pursue it.
Oh, wow. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, suffering mental health issues, and it's... So that made me so angry, and the police actually said to me that if I took the law into my own hands, because I was so angry now, they knew that it would be me they'd come for, the police.
I mean, that's just the icing on the cake of injustice, isn't it? That not only, if you dare, as the victim's father, get angry, we won't do anything about the perpetrator or the potential rapist or abuser, but we'll come for you if you get angry.
Oh, and then the final nail for me, probably a couple of months before the general election last year, I sat down with the prospective Labour MP, Alex Baker, and Gareth Williams and Sophie Porter, who are the head of the council and the second head of the council, talked about this at great length, and she assured me, Alex Baker, that once Labour were in power, she'd be investigating this, and she'd be back to me and she'd want to talk to me, but of course brushed under the carpet since then. I haven't heard one phone call from her.
Oh, for goodness sake. Jez, listen, I wish you... I have to cut in because we're about to hit the news, but we will speak again on this, I'm sure, because it would be fascinating is not perhaps the right word,